Singer Porsche's Pierre's opinion. So, some of you might have seen my video on RWB Porsches, which was not that well liked by some people. Quite frankly, I don't care, you know. This is my channel. I can express what I want. But recently I was asked about my opinion on Singer Porsches. And I thought that this would be kind of a nice video that's like a little bit off topic. So, here we go. Singer Porsche is a Porsche that is remanufactured and re-engineered by a guy named Rob Dickinson. And Rob Dickinson was in a band in the 90s called Catherine Wheel, named after a medieval torture device that was named after St. Catherine, who, when she was put in the wheel, she actually broke the wheel because saints are badass. And anyway, Catherine Wheel was a great band. There's a song by them called Black Metallic that's really good. One of my favorite songs. So Rob Dickinson, if you're watching, you did a great job. I don't know Rob personally, but I've read about Singer a little bit, and I understand that he named the company after Norbert Singer, who engineered the Porsche 962 among some other amazing cars. And just so you know, the 962 was probably, in my opinion, the most probably the greatest force to be reckoned with in Le Mans racing. Yes, it was boringly reliable. No, it wasn't a 917. No, it wasn't necessarily a Mercedes, but it was a really good, amazing, well-engineered racing car. So the principle behind a Singer Porsche is that no part of the car goes untouched, and that everything in the car that is customizable gets customized to the owner's preference. The engines get hopped up to about 400 horsepower, and they come out wearing all these beautiful colors and neat interior patterns. And I like this, and I'll tell you why. First of all, in so many ways, the Singer Porsche respects the original design. Now, with Mercedes, I'm not keen on color changes and stuff like that. You know, I'm just not. But you know, this is Porsche. Let's have a little fun. I'm not at all averse to the idea of taking a 911 and customizing it, because, you know, the Porsche G-Body 911 or the later 964, which is often the subject of a Singer rebuild, is I don't know. I guess they're kind of all the same in a way. They're all air-cooled rear engine. They have kind of the same form and all that. And I like the idea of a Singer because it's got colors that you don't see today. It has, you know, engineering from the period that is upgraded or more advanced, that uses the idea to its limits without actually getting rid of it and replacing it with something else like a modern drivetrain. You know, I really like that aspect of the Singer cars. I also think that the market response to the Singers is probably a lot stronger than the market for RWB Porsches, which we're going to compare the two, you know, from this point out. Now, RWB Porsche is a Porsche that is like, some people call it an anime Porsche. I don't know if that's really a nice term. My opinions towards those cars are not necessarily the same as my opinions about the designer. So if you look at Akira Nakai, or if you're an RWB fan, you have to call him Nakai-san. If not, you are a disrespectful Western loser who has no respect, who was raised badly by his parents. But if you look at the way that Nakai-san does his work and what a great craftsman he is, yeah, he's, you know, it's amazing what he's able to pull off in such a short amount of time. I mean, the guy is just, you know, the guy's just a machine. But then you look at the product and you're like, well, this is kind of a love-hate thing, you know. I don't know. But I think that the Singer, in some ways, is better because you don't have this thing that's like a rushed build. Anytime you have a rushed build, you're going to have some bugs in the result. And, you know, because RWB Porsches have no mechanical engineering upgrades to sort of save them from, you know, having that responsibility. I like the Singer better because a lot of it is stuff you can't see. A lot of it is under the skin. So I like the fact that Dickinson's Porsches are extremely well thought out and engineered methodically, and every car is tested and perfected before it actually goes on the road. What does this translate to? Well, it translates to potentially higher values. Even though Singer Porsches don't necessarily come up for sale that often, the theory behind them is that it is a car that costs somewhere between $800,000 and $1 million to build. Would you rather have a vintage Porsche or some new McLaren? Easy answer, vintage Porsche. Duh. So it costs significantly more than an RWB, but the idea is that the sales result, if you do happen to sell one, because, you know, the Singers are sort of like Pierre, Hedary, Mercedes, they go to long-term loving households. I would say that that the Singer cars are going to be $1 million cars. You know, it's just a truth, you know, even in this market. So my overall opinion here is that Singer's done a nice job of reinventing and reimagining the 911. I'd rather have a Singer than an RWB. I don't know if I'd really want an RWB. Some of you who are watching this would probably want an RWB, which is fine. But I think we can all agree, whether we're RWB fans or not, that Singer makes the best Porsche 911 upgrade, if you want to call it that. I mean, the cars just work and drive so well, and they look so good that you don't end up with this car that only looks good on Instagram. It actually does things. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you know, like seeing more out of the box stuff, please click the subscribe button and let us know in the comments. And please like, share, and subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. And if you're a Patreon supporter, we really appreciate you. And in the meantime, enjoy driving your Mercedes, and if you own a Porsche, enjoy it too. Thanks.